Stevo and Tod was the experiment I did after Rise of Narotha. My main purpose for doing so was just to see how I can do making a animation in 2D pixel art. Hey everyone, this is Joshua Edley and I'm wanting to talk to you about how I made Stevo and Tod. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments, how I put all of this together in this video, how informative you think it was and how uninformative it was, as it would really help in making these videos in future. Also, if you haven't actually seen Stevo and Tod, I will leave a link nearing the end of the video, more out of the fact that this is all about this particular animation. Now, without further ado, let's get on with it. The scenery I made for the animation was mostly 3D. I built the 3D models and then afterwards I began setting up making the textures. The texture count was mostly at low pixel count, probably about 30 or 40 if I remember correctly. Then after doing that, it then came to making the models, which I used for the animation itself. The rig I made for this was much more simple, as I just wanted to make simple imagery for the movements of my two characters. I didn't want anything too complex. Because of the fact that it was a very simple rig, I didn't need to do any sort of complex animations. While making these animations, I then lowered the settings to allow the render to be on quite low and pixelated. And then I basically removed the background by using certain settings in Blender to make it all actually transparent, almost completely deleting it without problem. It then came to putting it all together, which I did first a little test to see how the animation looked and if it was at all to my liking. The results are that it needed a little bit of adjustment before I could actually make it into the full animation, but once I did that, I was able to make the animation that you see before you. The trickiest thing for me was to do subtitles in post-production. Writing what they are saying was difficult. This is one of the problems when you're autistic with dyslexic traits. It was a bit of a palaver. Sometimes I had to get another person to look at it and see if I had made any mistakes, and there was always one. Always one. Regardless of how well the experiment went, in your opinion, it did, however, help me understand really both 2D animation and pixel art itself, so beneficial in one way, if anything.